All right, let me see here. Is this working this time? Okay. Still not working, right? Oh, looks like it's working now. All right, let me see here. Is this working this time? All right, okay. So now you're live. Success. Technology is helping out. Okay. So, they say the third time is the charm, right? So this time, the second time actually working. So, hello everyone. Good to see you all here. Awesome to be here with you live, wherever you are. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. You can be watching me live right now. So LinkedIn user says hi, Cristiano. Yeah, man, I see you. Okay, awesome. So thanks a lot, Cristiano. Good to see you here. So I was here talking for about 5 minutes, and then I realized that actually it was not actually working, right? So so that's part of the thing. Okay, so let me kind of so I was saying here that today we might have a guest, right? So let me see if our guest is going to join in. I'm just going to send a new link to our guest, right? Let me see if she's going to join us or not, right? So hi, Siddharthas. Awesome to see you. Hi, Alexandre. Very, very good. So while we wait for our guest, right? So today we're going to do a short live because at 2 p.m., we're going to start the tests for the event tomorrow, right? So remember that I'm starting this live here at the same time that we're going to run the awesome event tomorrow that is the International Developer Career Day, right? Actually, let me get this here, right? So here, right? jav.mn/dev career day, the International Developer Career Day, right? So I'm going to post here in the chat. So the event tomorrow is awesome. I mean, we have so many great speakers. And look, it's not a normal event, right? That where you're just going to have speakers talking. The whole idea is to help you in your career. So lots of these speakers, they're going to stay longer. They're going to do, instead of presentations, they're going to actually do mentoring, right? So they're going to help you improve your career, right? That's the whole point. So if you want to become an open source developer, if you want to become a speaker, get a new job, change countries, explode your career to success, anything that you want to do, right? You're gonna have someone tomorrow, right? You can be a Java champion, you can be a Microsoft MVP or a Google Developer Advocate. All of those people are gonna be there tomorrow, so to help you figure out what to do. And I was talking to Heinz Kabutz early today, and I know he decided that he's going to do a whole session on how you, as a developer, how you can become an entrepreneur, how you can launch your own product, how you can make money without getting a salary, right? So that you can make your own money. So that's awesome. So I'm just going to put the link here, International Dev Career Day. And the link is https://jav.mn/dev-career-day. All right, so I'm putting on the chat right now, right, in the comment on the chat, right? So if you can see that, that's going to be awesome. It might not show in every place you are. Maybe LinkedIn, for example, it doesn't tell me that's posting to LinkedIn, right? So maybe you have to copy from here, right? jav.mn/dev-career-day. So we have 300 people registered for it. We have a lot of speakers on it, and we are waiting for you, right? So let me see. Hey, Gabrielle says hello. Awesome, good. So so what we're doing here in these lives is that I'm answering your questions. So tell me, what is your biggest challenge that you're facing right now in your career? What is your biggest challenge? The one thing I want to talk about today, why you guys are thinking about your question, why you're thinking about what's going on, and before our guest shows here, assuming she's going to join us, there's something in this image here that's a hint or who that guest might be, and she's going to join us. Hopefully, she's going to join us at any minute now. But the thing that I want to talk about while you're still thinking about your question is about skills. So I had a good conversation yesterday. We had a good conversation about skills yesterday, and then Sergio, right, sent me a LinkedIn message, right, saying, "Hey Bruno, that's what you said. What you said today in the live. It's not what I've heard about skills, right?" So, and then he sent me a video, kind of trying to kind of show me that's whatever I said. I'm not sure. I think he's just kind of pointing a second opinion to what I said yesterday. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this: soft skills, hard skills, what they really mean. Because there's a lot of confusion in the market. Most people don't know what they mean. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this today. Now, the other thing is that Ricardo was also here yesterday. And, he said he has 47 years old and he's still working and studying. And, he's doing a master degrees right now. That's awesome. And he did say that he did spend some time at Sun, right? So cool, man. We miss each other for a few years. That's awesome that you work for Sun. And then blah blah blah. He's talking about lots of different things here. But then so the question is that he questioned is so I didn't have time to answer you, Ricardo, yet. So if you're watching me right now, that's even better because then we can talk, right? But I didn't have time to write a message for you on LinkedIn. I will. So he's asking is, do you know that any institution that gives the opportunity to professionals that is my age, right, to talk about IT, right? So I think he's asking now if his age, if he's able to speak. Oh, our guest is here already, right? So Mary, can you hear me, or do I have to get you here? Yes, you can hear me, but she's not in the stream yet. Okay, right. So
yes,
Mary,
I can hear. Hey,
Bruno,
yes.
Yeah. Okay, so
Thank
you're
you.
Here. The Speed Jug,
Yeah,
right?
me too.
Chicago Java Easy Group. That's also awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, it's wonderful to see you here, Mary.
Great to see you too. Yes, great to see you. I had to switch to Chrome because I actually automatically brought up Safari from my Mac. So that's why if you saw me in and out, because I had to switch browser. So
no problem. That's not a problem. So that's awesome, Mary. Awesome to have you here. So Mary, I'm doing these lives here in preparation for the event tomorrow, right? And so you guys from CJUG is going to participate in the event tomorrow. So that's so awesome. So do you think that is important for us to have a day in the year that we celebrate, that we talk about the developer career?
I think so. Interestingly, the timing it's good and also kind of challenging. Let me tell you the good. Right. The good was that last week I spoke at a conference, Java Global Summit. So that's a long story. But turns out that because those folks are based in Ukraine and they actually have drawn like 10,000 people at least for their registration, even though not everybody could show up. But my session got at least 1,000 people on the call watching.
Oh, man.
They were like the most amazing, most interactive group of folks. I'm still answering questions as of now. I got like 100 more people following me on all these. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that that's a nice international community. So when I kind of mentioned to them, because some of them actually were talking to me and said, well, I really need a mentor. And then I saw your event. I said, oh, great. So I actually advertised to them on LinkedIn. So I think some of them have already registered. Good thing. And I feel that there's definitely a need for developers, especially the ones transitioning from other things or however what they are. It's definitely people have the need to talk about things, I feel, especially now with COVID. So I think it is a good thing. Now, the challenging part is that because you only announce it a week before this happened. So I was thinking, I like to do, but I have 3 other speaking engagement and a CJUG tonight. So everything's jammed together. But I thought, well, the nice thing is you let us, or you'll be managing our digital platform, which actually solves a lot of my problem because I've been wanting to do an unconference style of meetup. So even though, okay, the time is right after, it's like I have 2 consecutive days of CJUG thing now. I have something tonight with Ken, now tomorrow. But I figure, well, okay, Friday evening, some folks just wants to be chatting, and I make it kind of very relaxing. I said, bring your virtual drinks, go to your refrigerator, bring
That's
your drinks,
cool.
we'll just have a chat. And actually, there have been folks responding as well. So I think it is a good thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
Yeah, I know. I know it was kind of announced at last minute, and
Yeah.
I can tell you the reason for that, right? So
Yeah.
basically, I've been meaning to do a career event for quite some time, and you know how life always happens, and it's never worked and everything,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
I said, look, I really got to do this, and I have to set a date that
Yeah.
is that we can celebrate the developer career. And I
That's
wanted to
great.
do something that's more than just it's not an event it's an event about me, right? It's
Yeah.
not my event actually. What I want to
Yeah.
do is that next year I want anyone that want to do a career discussion in anywhere in the world, right? You can do
Yeah.
a jug meeting or you can do online or whatever it is. But I want
Yeah.
to start promoting the developers mentor each other more, right? So that's kind of
Good.
that's kind of the idea. And so I was looking at the calendar and I said, all the things that are they're going on and everything. There's not a lot of open space, right? And
Exactly.
then I made some crazy calculations here. I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. I don't want to extend this here too much, and then that crazy calculations got me to August the 7th. I'm like, okay, August the
Wow.
7th is a good date,
Yeah.
but what else happens on August the 7th, right? And so I
Yeah.
went to look, and August the 7th is the International Day of Beer, right? And I said,
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
okay, so it fits, right? I don't drink beer. Not every developer drinks beer, but it kind of fits, right?
Yeah.
I said,
That's
at least we have an alternative for people that don't want to drink, come talk about their careers. How about
yeah.
that? Okay,
That's right. Yeah.
so I decided, okay, I'm going to launch this, and I'm going to do small with
Yeah.
whatever can show up,
Yeah.
and then we can all prepare for the next year to be like a big event with lots of
Yeah.
people and spread out in user groups everywhere. So today, consider that today the version 0, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's always a version 0. So
Right.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
good.
We must have a version 0, right? So let's
Yeah.
do that one, the version 0.
That's right.
And so
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you can join us, Mary. That's
Well,
going to
thank
be
you.
so great to have you there, and even
Oh,
better, right?
thank
Because
you.
you're going to have you from CJUG. We're going to have
Mm.
people from So Java. We're going to have people from the Houston Java
Yeah.
user group. So I mean, we're
Yeah.
going to have several user groups there.
Everywhere.
We're going to Frank from the New York Java SIG. So we're going to have
Yeah.
several user groups there. So it's going to be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you. Really, thank you. I know it's a lot of work, so thank you very much. So yeah,
No problem.
you've done like half of my work. I don't need to hunt around for a digital platform and pay for it, all that
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And
So
and,
thank you.
and and so let me ask one thing here.
Sure.
I'm going to ask you the question I got yesterday, right? Because
Sure.
this live here is the pre-event, right? Because after we finish here, in about 10 minutes, we're going to finish here. So me and you, we can go to the test event, right? So we can experiment the platform there,
Yeah,
right? So,
that's right.
but
Yeah.
before we go there,
Yeah.
I was talking here. I received a question yesterday from a guy called Ricardo, right? And Ricardo, he says that he's 47 years old,
Yeah.
and he looks like a little stuck from what he talks in the message. And then he
Yeah.
asked, right,
Yeah.
if there are companies, institutions that actually give opportunity to people at his age, and he's 47 years old. So I mean, I don't even think that he's that old, right? I mean, he has
Yeah.
my age, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think, Mary? Do you think that there's two companies that hire people or at 47 years old?
I think so. I really think so. And I'm finding that I think the key, it is very true. This is a very brutal type of industry that they just don't can't accept people who are older. I think old is sort of more like the mentality in my mind, I'm thinking. So I think as long as a person don't pay attention to their age, it's more like, well, I'm young every day. I've just so much to learn, the excitement, the curiosity. If people can demonstrate that and their enthusiasm, their attitude, and prove it that they can do, it should kind of, override what your age would be. I think that's my kind of thought on that. So
that's very good. So
yeah.
I had a webinar yesterday with James
Hmm.
Gunn, right, the creator of Java.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know you know, but I'm just kind of let everyone else know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Awesome.
you know,
Yeah.
so yeah, so I had a conversation with James Gunn, the guy that created Java yesterday,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
I mean, he's still working a lot on very cool projects. Um,
Yeah.
uh, but the thing that he said, and he said exactly what you just said, Mary. I asked him,
Uh-huh.
what is the biggest skill that a
Yeah.
software developer has to have, and he said curiosity, exactly like you just said, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
and look, guys, James Gauzy is 65 years old, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, he just changed jobs, right?
That's right.
Not
Exactly.
recently, but he was just
Yeah.
hired by a new company, right? So he works at
Yeah.
Amazon now, and
That's right.
so
Yeah.
so yes, Ricardo, I agree with Mary. I think that there's still a lot of companies that need the experience, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Like you said, I mean, the experience also helps too. And so I think people should just not be having this stigma, right? That's inside them, just blocking them, thinking, oh, I'm too old, I'm all that, and so I don't do anything. Just go do it, you know? And I'm thinking, the older I'm getting, I'm thinking, I used to worry about that. So I'm thinking, why did I make that stupid mistake of thinking I'm not good enough? I don't care. I want to do what I think I can do, and I'll go and do it. And I'm curious, and I don't know everything, so I'm just gonna be learning. That's my whole attitude. So
Right.
yeah, that
Yeah,
kind of thing. So
that's an awesome attitude, Mary.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Thank you.
really awesome. So
Thank
let me ask you another question here. Actually, there is Gabrielle saying developer career, software engineer, software developers career, Mac OS. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. So
you.
Gabrielle, tell me what is your question? I thought it was a question, but it's not a question. So
Yeah. Okay.
Mary, let me ask you one question. So we're both here fans of the JavaScript group community. I know
Yeah.
actually we're both fans of the Chicago JavaScript group. So
Chicago Jug.
yeah. So
Yeah.
to everyone, let me just tell you, I've been many times to Chicago. Has been always so well received there. So
Yeah.
thanks a lot for the work you guys do there. But the thing that I want to ask you is, why do you think that we developers, right? Why do you think that we should, join communities, participate in communities? I mean, why this whole thing about Java user groups or communities in general, right? Why it's
Yeah.
important for us?
Yeah. So I think, say, for example, Java, it's definitely very powerful. And, the thing is, you can't help it, is that right now there are new things popping up, data science, Python, machine learning. I have to say, I go to some of these Python or machine learning meetup groups, they got thousands of people,
Right.
all of these. So I think Java still has its place, but somehow, the world, that's how the world operates, right? They operate on what is quote unquote sexy, right? So we're not sexy anymore. We're old. Well, 25 years, they call us old. So the thing is that it is still very viable thing. And not only that, there's still the thing is that, in the real world, there are so many systems still running Java. So we need to know, we need to pass on the knowledge to the new generation. I mean, I'm not going to live forever. I mean, right? I'm getting old too. And so, it's more like the younger folks needs to understand, it's like for me too, I'm kind of thinking, well, I still want to try to understand some of the assembly language when I first started school. Those things are still running. Don't forget, they are just like, we start to build up infrastructure. We used to see pipes, on the street. Now they're all covered by cement, so things are there, but it's not like, they disappear. So there's a need for the knowledge too. One day, right, if things you have to go back to, origin to kind of figure out why things aren't working, you still need that knowledge to understand how to fix things or upgrade things and all that. So I think, well, say for Java, right, it's still got a bright future. And I do see it being very resilient. It's responding to the times. You see all of these new groups are popping up and doing new things, and they are catching up. And the, shorter release cycle, that's a response to how the world is doing. So I think there's still life. Don't get me wrong. I mean, people still can get jobs, and you still be paid good money. And the community needs to be there to keep everybody talking about it. Otherwise, it will die off, I think. So.
All right. So awesome. So cool. So now I'm going to ask you the question that I love to ask to all amazing developers like you, right?
Oh, well.
So what is that you think you can't use James' answer, creativity, curiosity again, right? You can't use that because you already used it. But, so you both think alike. But let's think another one. So what you think is the most important skill for a developer, right? Or a Java developer or a developer in general?
Oh, the most important skill? I
or
think
it's good for you to grow your career, thing like this.
to grow career,
Yeah.
I think, amazingly, I think some sort of like originality and it's like the opposite of being stubborn. I think the openness, I think, is what is needed. Sometimes we might think that, well, we're so good in doing something, so then we become kind of really stuck on, well, what I'm good at. Well, okay, then there are new things that comes up. We need to maintain that openness, that open mind to accept new ideas and not just dismiss other people's ideas as bad. And I have come across some developers that are so opinionated, they think they are right all the time. I mean, we can't do that. I mean, things change, there are new ways of doing things. And this is a creative profession, there's no one single way of doing things. And not only that, even if you design something good, it can't solve all the problems in the world. There are many other problems. There are many different ways of solving. The idea is that you want to be open and pick the right tool for the right job, understand your problem, then apply the right kind of techniques, so to speak. So it's kind of, I think the openness is very important. And
That's
don't be
awesome.
stuck in, I feel don't be stuck in what you think you're good at. Yes, you're still good at that, but guess what? The world is changing. We need to get caught up and be responsive to that. So that's what I think. So
That's awesome. Okay, guys, there's an awesome skill right there that Mary's telling us, right? Awesome skill. So there's a question here from Janderson, and so let me start answering this. He says that in some ways, is there a space for generalist experienced developer, or is better for developer career on a deep specialization? So I got this question a lot, Mary, about should it be a generalist or should it be a specialist? And in my opinion, right, the reason why people ask if they should be a generalist or specialist is not because they don't want to. It's not because they want. I think like they're afraid of being a specialist. I mean, they see the value of being a specialist. They're afraid of being a specialist because they think that if I am a specialist, then I lose a lot of things, right? So the fear of missing out, right? So they're afraid of saying I'm a specialist. So let me first start with this, Janderson, by eliminating this fear, right? So we live in a society of specialists, right? You are a software developer. You are, there's less than 1/4 of the 1% of the population of the planet is a developer, right? So that means you are already a super hyper specialist, right?
That's right.
So don't be afraid of being a specialist because you already won, right?
That's right.
And for me, Jefferson, I'm telling you this: a generalist is a specialist. A generalist is a specialist in solving generic problems, right?
That's a good one. Yes.
So I even think that even if you decide to be a generalist, basically what you are specialized in solving generic problems. So what I would tell you, Janderson, is embrace the idea of being a specialist. Go find a very cool problem that you want to solve, right? And once you find this very cool problem you want to solve, go very deep at it, right? Because that's totally awesome. That's the way you're going to be an awesome person.
I think that's an awesome answer. Thank you, Bruno. That's very good. Absolutely.
No problem. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. Very cool. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful.
All right.
Yeah.
So what about you, Mary? Did you become more of a specialist along the way, or you become more what people call a generalist, right? You're specialized in solving problems.
Yeah, that's right. Like you said, I love your answer in that it is very true. I'm specialist in some sense, but I'm also a generalist. I think within this context, I've always been more generalist. I can hop in and do anything. I'm a polyglot. I can jump in and do stuff. That's definitely a good value to it. But I think definitely, we still need to pick a few battles, so to speak. We pick a few things, like you said, pick a few things that I'm passionate about. And of course, sometimes at work you can't, but try to see if you can get to a project that you feel more of a passion for, and then work on that, like you said, and develop some deeper skills in that particular area. At the same time, you're still opening up to other things that are around you. You don't just shut the blinder off and then not pay attention. Just be aware of what's going on around you and work on what you kind of focusing on at the moment. I think think that's the approach I've been more like doing versus like just one thing too deep and then I'm like in a hole and I can't get out.
Right.
Kind of things. Yeah, that's how I feel. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. So Mary, let me tell you on this. We are right at the top of the hour here.
Okay.
Both me and you are supposed to be at the test event.
Oh
right?
yes. Okay.
So if you have time to go there, so I'm gonna end this here, and I'm gonna jump immediately to the test event because there's might be other speakers there needing to test, right? So we're gonna do this. You have the link on the email, right?
Yes.
And so I'm just gonna jump there. So so for everyone else, if you wanna, so the event tomorrow, it starts at this time, right? It starts at 1:30 p.m. Brazil time. It starts at what time is it in Chicago?
Chicago will be 12 p.m. noon time.
Okay, noon time in Chicago. So the event starts tomorrow around this time that we are right now. And so I invite you to join. So you just come here. There's a link right here, jav.mn/dev career day, right? So I hope to see you there tomorrow. It's 100% free. Mary's going to be there with lots of other speakers from the C-Jug, and it's going to be awesome. So thanks a lot, Mary.
Thank you, Bruno. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Okay, I'll see you at the other room. Bye-bye.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone. It was awesome to have you here. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. And I see Cristiano saying hello. Hey, Cristiano.